Live from the Sky News Weather Centre, this is the 10-minute briefing.
10 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time at 7 a.m. if you were joining us live from the west. This is the 10-minute briefing and we have a lot to get through. I'm Samantha Chiari, joined by our Chief Meteorologist Tom Saunders.
Yes, busy show this morning. We've got heat through southeastern Australia right now. It won't last long. From tomorrow onwards, a major rain and flood event for southeastern Australia. We could break records for December, so a very wet start to December with dangerous flooding on the way.
And it's also the last day of spring and it's a warm one if you're in the south. Looking at the current temperatures right now, it's been a sticky night in Melbourne. Take a look at Adelaide, Tom, already sitting on 30 degrees.
Yeah, another hot one today. Now, Melbourne's minimum was 23 degrees. That was actually their warmest night since January. Ararat in Western Victoria just broke a record for November with a minimum temperature of 25 degrees. So it's been a warm night. We've got high humidity and it will be a hot day today. Hobart's forecast to hit 33 today, 14 above average, and that would be their warmest day in nearly 2 years. We've also had some rainfall overnight through eastern Queensland. Now, we had storms yesterday around the Central Highlands, and around midday yesterday, heavy falls for southeast Queensland, up to 50 millimetres falling in 1 hour at one stage. You can see on the radar, it's actually eased back, but we still have scattered showers over southeast Queensland, and just in the last couple of hours, notice that band of showers moving directly across Brisbane, with some heavy falls right now across the Sunshine Coast.
This does follow a storm outbreak which is continuing across eastern parts of the nation, particularly Queensland, where we've had a deluge across the coastline in the last 24 hours. These images coming into us from around the central coast region of Queensland yesterday. Yeah,
it was interesting. We were watching the heavy rain yesterday morning. We're thinking, well, we should probably have a warning out for flash flooding here because we had some huge falls up around that central area. Parts of the Central Highlands had over 50 millimetres of rain. Mount Coot-tha, western Brisbane, over 100 millimetres since 9 a.m. yesterday. That's nearly a month's worth of rain there, falling most of it in just a couple of hours. Beerburrum had over 50, Tewantin 41. And across the border, Inverell picked up storms over 40 millimetres.
More showers and storms are forecast today across much of Queensland, including the southeast corner. Let's take a look at the forecast rain. This is how it is looking.
Heavy falls again. We've got onshore winds on the coast. There's an upper trough near the coast. That's making the atmosphere unstable, which is why we're not just getting the light showers from the onshore winds. We've got heavy thundery falls. It'll ease off slightly on Friday, but as you can see from the map here, still some fairly widespread showers and storms for eastern and central districts of Queensland. So over the next couple of days, we'll probably see once again localised falls in excess of 50 millimetres.
Now, all we're talking about here today at Sky News Weather, other than, of course, the flooding rainfall that has been hitting Queensland, is our major rain event, which is starting today across the south. We have showers, storms, heavy rain and flooding possible all in the next couple of days.
Sam, it's going to be a huge event. We could see unprecedented amounts of rain for December from Friday through to Sunday over southeastern Australia. But it does start today through South Australia. We'll see showers and storms becoming widespread this afternoon. Also Western Victoria, Western and Northern New South Wales, storms on the way. And we could see severe thunderstorms. We could see damaging winds, hail, flash flooding near the Victorian and South Australian border in particular. And it's pretty steady rain developing over the western part of South Australia on Thursday. So a bit of a warm-up day today compared to what we are going to see then. So let's keep going with this. Now, a trough of low pressure will deepen into a low on Friday over southeastern Australia. It's a complex low. There's more than one centre. You see one of them drifting away, another one forming up by Saturday and deepening further. Saturday looks like a day where we'll have torrential rain over Victoria, New South Wales, possibly Tasmania. And we already have a severe weather warning for flash flooding for every district of Victoria.
Yeah, flood watches are in place for every river catchment except for the Genoa, the Hovels and the
Glenelg.
Glenelg, there we go. All day we've been testing each other on those three river catchments, but it's phenomenal to think nearly every single district in Victoria is under a flood watch.
Yeah, flash flooding and river flooding on the way. Now, it's almost guaranteed that warnings will follow for much of New South Wales, perhaps South Australia, Tasmania too, for flash flooding, along with Queensland. Actually, if we take a look at the total altogether over the next 8 days, you'll see why we're calling this a major event. 50 millimetres plus for most of Tasmania, 100 millimetres there, the darker shading for central and northern Victoria. That could include Melbourne. That's about double their monthly average. Melbourne gutters can't handle 5 millimetres. Imagine 100 millimetres. 250 millimetres plus across the Alps, right through New South Wales up to eastern Queensland. Widespread falls of at least 50 millimetres. Around Brisbane also we could see over 100 millimetres of rain over the next week. I'll tell you what though, Sam, this is devastating for anyone in harvest at the moment because with that amount of rain, that's going to wipe out an entire crop.
And in terms of our capital cities, you were saying we could see up to a month's worth of rainfall falling in a matter of days for Adelaide, Melbourne, Hobart, even Brisbane.
Up to a month, could be double the monthly average though. Melbourne, perhaps Adelaide as well, with some storms over the next couple of days. For Tasmania, it all depends on exactly where that low lies. If it moves near the east coast of Tasmania, well, definitely heavy rain for Tasmania. For the mainland, though, it's pretty much guaranteed widespread heavy rain over the next few days.
And of course, the Test matches in South Australia kickstarts in Adelaide on Saturday. How's it looking?
Thankfully, the heaviest rain there will be Friday and very early on Saturday. Look, there'll still be showers lingering through the weekend, so some delays, which is pretty rare for the Adelaide Test match. Although Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, mostly dry. So hopefully they can make up time. I guess another thing about this event is the question, why is it happening? Why are we getting this deep low pressure system forming up? Well, as we all know, it's very hot and humid right now over southeastern Australia. We're getting temperatures more than 10 degrees above average, but very cold air is approaching from the south, and hot air and cold air, they don't get along at all. The hot air rises above the cold air because it's lighter. As the air rises, that drops the pressure at the surface, so that's why we're getting that low pressure system forming up. And because there's so much moisture, that air that's rising, as it then cools in the upper atmosphere, it will condense and we'll get the thick cloud cover and the heavy rain.
We're not ruling out severe thunderstorms either. Of course, we'll keep you updated.
Oh, they're guaranteed as well. Yeah, everything's guaranteed. Yeah.
Everything's guaranteed. It's all happening across southern and eastern Australia in the next couple of days. But what has been happening over the last couple of days, we've been seeing unprecedented heat across southern Australia. Tom, today is the last day of spring, and what I can guarantee you in Hobart is you're nearly going to hit that hottest day in 2 years, 33 degrees forecast top.
And it's already been their hottest November on record. Their average maximum nearly 4 above average this month. I mean, 4 degrees above average is pretty good for one day. But if you can average that over a whole month, well, there you go, there's a record. It's also been the hottest spring on record for Hobart because temperatures were also warmer than normal in September and October. Perth and Melbourne, they had their second hottest Novembers on record.
Yeah, I called that last week, so I'm glad that stat came through. I'm glad that stat came through about
That's a tick for Sam. We have a board up in the kitchen with all the stuff, and we'll have a tick next to Sam's name now.
For getting stats right across the week. Now, Tom will have more of his spring weather wrap and, of course, that major rain event, which is unfolding across the day. Stay tuned, though. Whilst it's warming up across our shores, it's well and truly cooling down in Asia.